All right, what is up, everybody? So, ShadowScout0013 here coming in with a video on EXD and CIS, kind of talking with James Sheerin from Crucible and or Mr. Tusk on Discord. I just wanted to sit down with him and talk CIS and his list that he brought because he went 4-2. He was able to beat a 501st list or Austin Miller's list. And I just kind of wanted to get some ideas of what CIS can do to kind of, take on the beast here. So we kind of talk a little bit about that and, just CIS in general. So hang around and let's listen to that. But I also wanted to go over the giveaway stuff. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to be giving away an Essentials box, thanks to Canadian Bear or Graham. I'll be giving away that on YouTube. So if you are a subscriber and you leave a comment down below, you will be entered in to win an Essentials box. Also, whenever I reach 1,000 subscribers, which is very, very shortly, I'll be doing a giveaway for that. And what I'll do is I'll probably post a video as a thank you, and all you have to do is comment on that and be a subscriber, and you'll be entered in to win the 1,000 subscriber stuff on YouTube. So that'd be really cool. So for now, for YouTube, if you are a subscriber, leave a comment, you're going to get an Essentials box. For Discord, I wanted to do cards. So I've got a bunch of standing orders cards. I've got a holographic Hans 2-pip, 3-pip, one of those holographic ones that they were giving out. And then I've also got the Sith Will Rule as a holographic that'll be given away on Discord. So if you are a Discord member and you leave comments, all you have to do is just leave a comment, because what I do is I go down to the server level. I just get a name and put that onto the list of stuff. And so, you can head on over to Empire, CIS, you can have Master Mud, Emperor Atlantis, who are doing all the work in here. You've got Kyler, Pally, and other guys, Jesse in here, and Grant, everyone who's doing some amazing work in here with Gar. So if you're interested in just kind of joining up, that'll enter you into win there. And then for the Patreon, I'll be giving away a CIS dice from Baron of Dice. It's a whole dice pack. All you have to do is be a member. If you are a paying member, obviously you get way more entries. So it'd be probably pretty good to become just a member. It helps the channel. So what I'll do is any money that I'll get from here will probably go towards like helping with graphics, helping other stuff like that, because I am a millennial who has no idea how to do stuff on the computer. And lastly, if you just want to head on over to theburnacademy.com, you can subscribe for $15 a month to get 3, 4, 5, and 6 day week workout programs, corrective exercise programs, 30-minute stuff, at-home workouts, any futures, programs. It's all got videos and descriptions of stuff to do. You'll be able to track all your progress, weights, your progress photos, all that stuff. So that way, if you are, progressing or not. And then if you ever have questions, you can feel free to message me. But yeah, that is it, guys. It is time to talk about CIS. So let's go. All right, what is up, everybody? So ShadowScout0013 here with James Sheerin. What is it?
Hi.
And today we're going to talk about the Snail Tank and his updated list that was at Crucible, but a few changes that he would make based on how it went and just kind of like your own twist of things. But I kind of wanted to talk to you about the Snail Tank because you did very, very well with it. You were able to beat Austin, which had the 501st and winning list there. So I definitely want to get some pointers from you there for other CIS players who are interested in trying to defeat the beast of the 501st. And yeah, so if you want to tell us a little bit, even about your Legion experience, maybe how long you've been playing, and kind of like your favorite faction, if you want.
Oh yeah. Well, I definitely got lucky versus Austin for one. Geez, I've been playing Legion for about 4 years, I think now. Yeah, about 2020 is when I started. Oh man, I play like every faction except for Republic. So I don't even know if I have a favorite. I guess Droids is my favorite right now.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, I know that we have played once in Jacksonville, and you whooped me
Right.
because I played a Maul Mando list back in the day, and we played Recover the Supplies, and I never even got the chance to get that middle box because you were playing the Gav Tank and Double Dark. So I'm assuming you really like heavies.
That was a mean list. That was a mean list.
Hey, it's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. I just like my things not being able to die.
True, that's good. That's a very valid point.
Hmm.
Um, and so then you brought a double Snail Tank EXD list to Crucible, and you did really well with it. You went 4-2. If you want to tell us kind of
Thanks.
like you what?
Thanks.
Yeah, no, yeah. Um, I know that you gave us an updated list, and if you want to talk about that versus maybe the list you brought at Crucible and the changes that you made, and just kind of like maybe why, as well as the tank itself. Like if actually, so let's actually start with the tank and a little
Mhm.
bit about the tank. So I've got the tank pulled up here. If you just want to kind of like either talk about that along with EXD, how it plays in EXD, anything like that, that'd be perfect.
So yeah, so the EXD tank, it is a little bit different than the regular tank. Um, Basically, it's just a longer, faster, better ETST that also has direct. Um, yeah, it's just the hardest thing to kill. It's a little awkward in EXD because it's actually the only thing that cannot get the benefit from the battle force, but it's just so good by itself that it's fine, especially with two exemplar commanders that can give strategize and like 2 to 3 heal bots. It's just so hard to kill.
Yeah, it's a huge tank. And it's got what 11 health still? Yeah,
It's
11
11
health.
health, breaks at 7, and it's about a range and a third long.
Oh wow. I know that you had mentioned that depending on what let's see what objectives does it can it score like two objectives at the same time?
So the primary one is recover the research because you got two options with the 6. So like the two outside ones, it can just sit right in the middle, score or two. Because especially on that one, you don't have to secure, you only have to contest. So if it sits there, you're good. It can also do it on close the pocket. I don't really like playing close the pocket with this list though. You kind of need to sit back a little bit safer. And a little bit on, oh, what's it called? Shifting priorities. Just because you can move them closer and then it can double score them.
Okay. Um, Now this one doesn't surge to hit, and you do have any other gun? It's critical one, impact one on a few other ones. What
Hmm.
program did you bring on uh, that list versus the fact that you brought defensive protocols? Did you use the same?
I use the same. Oh, I'm never going back from defensive protocols on the snail. Weak point side is a really big problem if you don't have that defensive protocol.
Do you find that it's hard to maneuver the snail tank at all?
Now, yes, because you can't displace anything. So like you can really get zoned out from their like little B1s. That was actually one of my losses because I just went against the invasion force. B1 spread out all the way around. I couldn't get anywhere near the points.
Yeah. Do you like the new displacement rules, like the fact that you can't do it?
I mean, it's better. I wish my tanks could step over your guys though.
It would make
It's
sense.
probably healthier for the game to not though, so it's fine.
Okay. And then so with this list, you also have Kalani and a T Series
Oh,
droid.
mhm.
What was your thinking behind Kalani versus maybe Kraken or someone else like that?
So Kalani, that strategize two is just so huge, especially with two exemplar commanders. So normally you can just like give strategize one to the tank, strategize the other one down to Kalani, because then that tank would be able to have two dodges and two aims it can spend.
Man, yeah, that's a really good point too.
Yeah. Or worst case scenario, you just strategize to the T series, and then you got two sources of exemplar with the strategize.
And then
It's just an
with
insane token battery.
well, yeah, I was gonna say like
Mm.
Kalani seems to be, I think, the most supportive CIS commander. I think
Oh
out there. You think?
yeah. Maybe in the game. I don't. I haven't quantified.
Yeah, actually, that would be a very good a thing to actually
Probably.
try and look up. Uh, yeah, because the strategize two versus all the other stuff.
Yeah, he
The,
can generate. Assuming he like takes an aim or a dodge action, he can like pass out 5 tokens in one round. Plus, it's direct.
so, like aggressive tactics,
Oh, I forgot about
and
that. You're right. So he can give out 9 tokens every round.
because how like what would he do? Because he would be able to give out the strategize to himself and to someone else, which is 4 tokens, I
Right.
guess, and then
Hmm.
another four possible tokens with the aggressive
With
tactics.
aggressive tactics, that's pretty much a given. And then he just takes a dodge action or an aim, and then someone else can exemplar that.
Okay. And then you have the T series for extra direct, I'm sure, because you were. What were you? Uh, so okay, so what did you? You can't transport with this EXD. Um, did you have any issues trying to get your B1s or B2s at all up and towards the battle lines or anything?
So a little bit because I was running the shields on the BXs. If I was gonna do the list again, you run the swords on the BXs. For one, it's a better melee threat, and you don't feel obligated to waste Kalani's 3 pip on the recover half of it. You can give them the reinforcement half of it, because that will actually boost you forward.
Yeah, because reinforcements is now an
It's
extra.
now a free speed 1 move at the end of round 1.
Okay, and so
So
did
you
you?
can like give your B2s up there by the start of round 2 if you need to,
Okay,
for the
that's what I was
BXs.
wondering.
Hmm.
Um, and so you didn't have any strike teams in this one. Did you kind of miss any of the strike teams at all?
Um, Actually can't remember. You might not be allowed to take strike teams in EXD.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have to
Um,
take the full ones. I just wasn't sure if you could.
right.
Um,
Even if I could, I don't think I would. I just like what would I do? I put a sniper on it. I don't like the snipers right now.
why?
Just because like the game is range 3 to melee now. It does not feel range 4, range 5 like kind of doesn't exist. Range 4 is basically range 5. Range 5 feels like range infinite at this point. Just everything's a fight for the center right now.
I did like the snipers at least in the 501st because you can at least get a shot off to dwindle down a little bit of the your opponent's units before you kind of meet up with them.
Yeah, that's actually a good argument for them right now. It's just because clones are so good. So I guess the snipers are a little bit better than I'm saying. Just to pierce through some red saves. It's
Um,
just really expensive though. I think the BX sniper is like 40 points right now.
oh yeah, I'll have to check that one out. Let's see the um, yeah. Well, I'll have to get off the battle force here, but you also have uh, 2B2s with BK series worker droids instead of on the B1s. I'm
Hmm.
assuming it's because the B1s are probably doing their own thing, or do you like B1s doing their own thing versus B2s doing their own thing?
Um, yeah. So like in this list, the B1s are just kind of dorks in the back line trying to stay alive. They don't do much in this list other than just coordinate to my other units. Um, but the B2s, I'm always gonna run the heal bots on those right now, just because they have red saves now. So you put the heal bot in the B2s, they have red saves. But whereas if it was in the B1, it would only have a white save.
That's true. That is
Hmm.
another good point.
It's just more efficient now.
Yeah, I was gonna say because rebels don't have that. They only have white save core, so it
Yeah,
kind of it sucks for all their medics and
yeah.
stuff.
I think
Now,
droids are the only one that can choose between red and white save in core right now for the
uh,
heals, I guess.
yeah, because with Empire, it's only special forces that have
Yeah.
the white or the commander.
Mhm.
Now, now, you had linked targeting array. I'm assuming probably on the list at Crucible on the Snail Tank, and
Yeah.
then did you still have armor piercing shells and high energy shells on the snail?
Yeah, so to counter the because the EXD snail, it has a few less dice, and then you said didn't surge to hit anymore, but it has Arsenal 3. So you really need to be shooting 3 to like get that damage pool back up.
And you didn't miss. Well, I guess aggressive tactics. I'm assuming that you were probably trying to give it an order each time to give it an extra surge as well.
Well, since the main cannon has critical 1, and then every other round I'm shooting with the high energy shells, I feel like critical 2 is like enough that I don't care about the surges anymore. I usually give the surges out for like BXs and B2s to boost up their defense.
Okay. Now, if you weren't playing the EXD and you were just going to the Battle Force or not Battle Force, the just regular CIS army,
Mhm.
what would you take on the Snail Tank? Because I know that they actually have transport, and the transport rules are way different. Um, do you try to transport the commando droids with swords, or do you try to transport maybe the B2s? I know that commandos
Uh,
obviously have Scout 3, so you might not want to, but
yeah,
if you wanted to get them in a little
probably
bit
not
more because
there.
they have charge, you
Hmm.
might be able to throw them a little bit farther out.
I'd probably say, yeah. I mean, you could even do a Black Sun, but I think B2s are better right now. So yeah, I'd probably throw up the B2s. Plus, the snail's so long that you can just hide things behind it, and it basically gives them transport. So the BXs can just hide behind until they're ready to charge in.
And that's what I was actually going to ask as well, because I know that with EXD, without the transport, I'm assuming you probably just, besides just moving and shooting, you're trying to probably pivot in a way that either diminishes the weak point or hides your units more, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then, yeah. Now I know that this list that I'm showing is a little bit different than the one because you said you had shields on the
Yes.
BX commando droids, and then did you have anything? Did you still have the Deoxys mine saboteur?
Oh yeah, the mines are the best right now because that poison is so necessary if you're going against basically any clones, but like specifically Anakin or Commandos for that Katarn pattern armor.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I was
Like if you
surprised.
deal, it goes right through it.
Yeah, it gives them an extra uh, poison for the next turn.
Yeah.
Now, um, let's see. I see you don't have any like rad cannons. Did you? You didn't bring any rad cannons on the B1s. Do you think they're
No,
worth it?
I think you just kind of do the. I think the carbine, so like the triple black gun, that's probably just the best. Like, I keywords aren't really necessary for the core right now. I think you just want raw damage. Just more dice is better.
So I'm assuming. So when you were putting this list together, what was your thought process overall? Because like I'm assuming that you were probably thinking there's going to be a lot of clones.
Right. Honestly, I was kind of just doing my own thing. I was like, I like EXD. I love the rules for it, giving out the surges that give free powers, basically. Um, and the snail is just the best unit in that.
Okay.
So that was the focus.
Okay. When you use the surge tokens for the extra either speed 3, the extra aim or dodge.
Yeah. So if your commander that you gave the surges are at range 3, a unit can spend a free action and the surge to give itself either a black or a white die to the next attack pool, increase your speed by 1, get an aim, gain a dodge, or remove 2 suppression.
Okay. Okay.
And it's mostly the aim, add dice, or boost the speed. Those are the best 3.
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask if you found one that you used a little bit more than any of the others.
I probably. It actually really depends. Like, it's just such a Swiss Army knife. tool that you have that you really just gotta stay flexible. So like on the B2s, I always have to think, okay, they have double black always, so it's better to give them an aim than the black and a white die. But on the BXs, they're shooting two white, so it's better to give the black and a white instead of an aim on them.
Okay. And I know, I guess, depending on the objective, you're probably trying to use the speed 3 to get into range, I'm assuming,
Yeah,
rather than to shoot.
yeah, that's a not a hail mary, but like you gotta that like fixes mistakes more or less. Turn one, you could definitely use it if there's not a lot of shooting. Just put everybody in position and then do the reinforcements.
Now, when you, well, because I know that Crucible, it feels like forever ago. Um, was there anything though that you played that you feared the most, and or were there any kind of like lists that you thought might be able to break your list or beat it or so or however that would go? I guess.
Definitely an Anakin arc list. So like just maximum arc troopers, Anakin, maximum commandos, and that is actually what kicked me out of the top eight.
Because I wasn't sure if there was like any
um,
rebels, any empire, any other unit specifically that you were like, I don't want to go up against this unit.
no rebels or Empire that I was like I don't want to go against it. I was scared of Vader dewbacks. I practiced versus my friend who played that a lot. I was able to beat that at Crucible. It was mostly I was worried about Anakin and actually the mirror. So I actually at Crucible ran Ordnance. I just shouldn't have done that. I was
Why?
just scared I needed more impact. But
Okay.
nope, two tanks that was enough.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I was hoping that I did not have to play you. Because going up
Yeah.
against two huge snails taking up double points, and then you're trying
Mhm.
to focus on that, but then you've got so many other red dice saves that are just got like a ton of dice coming straight at you. And even if you did go after the Persuader tank, you've got three PK droids that
Yeah.
are either healing the tanks themselves or going after healing
For the
themselves.
B2s usually, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna. Did you spend more of the PK worker droids on your tanks or on your B2s?
I think I ended up spending it more on the tanks just because I guess people shot them more. The B2s though, it's really nice to I basically only focused on them is if I lost a mini and I would just bring the mini back with one wound. That would be my priority if that happened. Otherwise I would just heal one off the tank. Who cares?
Okay, because I didn't know if you had more people trying to go after the tanks to dwindle them down or actually go after the core. Because I know it's a tough decision to figure out what to
Yeah.
go after, and I'm sure that's what you were hoping for when building this
Hmm.
list. Is hopefully trying to confuse them maybe.
Yeah, I was just trying to be real reactive. Like whatever they go after, that's what I heal.
Okay.
But
Uh,
if I notice that they've switched back, so like they started shooting the tank, I got like three wounds on it, but now they're just done shooting it for whatever reason, then I'm also done healing it.
okay. Now, do you think? And I don't know if I asked this because I know that you prefer the snail tank in EXD over the regular snail tank, is what I'm assuming, right? Or do you just like the battle force itself?
I like the Battle Force a lot. That's like that was step one. I had a triple B Droid version back when that was legal. Now you can only take two. Um, but yeah, now I'm like locked in on the Battle Force. I just decided, well, the double tank version is probably the best one. But yeah, the snail tank for EXD, I think I do like that more than the regular transport version. Uh, yeah, with Arsenal 3 is just insane, actually.
Yeah, and I mean, with all the different types of guns that you can put on it, uh,
Hmm.
you've just got a huge plethora of options. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm assuming that the the invasion force. Well, okay, so in your opinion, I know that you really like playing EXD, but do you think that the snail is better than the AAT?
Which version of the snail?
Well, let's go with the EXD.
I do think by itself it's probably better, just because I can support it with dodges and the defensive protocol. The AAT is more of like a long range tank, and I kind of back to the I don't think range 4 is very important anymore, at least right now. But the snail tank, you really you're trying to get range 2 for the most part,
Okay.
and is better than in range 2.
And so from now on, I'm assuming that for the next tournament, you're going to keep playing EXD and going with your snails, right?
Yeah, I actually borrowed one of the snails that I need to actually buy a second one still.
Yeah, the paint job that you did was awesome. They were mostly
Oh
white,
yeah, thanks.
right?
Yeah, so like white and orange, I wanted them all to look like the training droids on Camino.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I was kind of wondering what paint style you were trying to go after, or what you were trying to
Hmm.
get across there. I know a lot
Yeah,
of
so all
people
my
have.
droids look like that, and then any organic, so like Dooku or Ventress, I painted them like glowing blue, so they look like holograms.
Oh, hey, that's cool.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming clones really like going up against you. It's just like a training session.
it looks cool. Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, that's really it. I didn't know if maybe in the future you would ever add droidicas or anything else that can go into the EXD Battle Force. Magna
I've
Guards.
tried droidicas actually. Um, they're just very squishy now. Since they're vehicles, they can never get cover from terrain. So you only have their force shields, and once those are gone, they're so squishy.
And they only have regenerate one, right?
Only one, yeah. And you can't just recover to bring back the shields. You gotta wait.
Hmm. I wonder
So
if.
maybe someone who's better than me could do it, but I'm a little scared to run them right now.
Okay. And then what about the Magnus in EXD?
Kind of the same boat. Since they have to run like weird one health versions of Magna Guards, it's a little scary. I'd rather run BXs.
Okay. And let's see. I feel like
They
those are
got Scout
really.
3.
Yeah, you do have Scout 3, and I
Yeah,
know that you do get at least an extra body in the Magna Guards, but I guess
true.
it's just still not too worth it yet. Um,
Yeah, not really.
okay, so we'll go a little off. What did you think about the changes to Legion? Because I know, so you've been playing for 4 years. What
Mhm.
um, what are you the most excited about with the new changes?
1,000 points. I'm so glad we're finally 1,000 points. Absolutely my favorite change. Um, I'm a little neutral on the objectives right now. Just but as soon as we get more of them, I'm sure I'll like it more.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It
I was really kind of upset at the fact that they don't have a claim objective. Like the
Yes, I really want something like that. Rebels would be better than.
Oh yeah, especially with the Bad Batch and Omega being able to just cohere and be able to claim whatever it is. So like,
So they changed her ability. It doesn't even do that anymore.
oh no, see, I haven't even read that because I don't play Rebels anymore. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so since they didn't have any claim, Omega just says, in not as many words, but it's basically you can contest something at range 1 instead of range half.
Okay,
So they can actually do a little bit of the snail trick as well by scoring 2 at the same time. Maybe it's a little harder for them because they're smaller.
right. Um, and then the cover rules for vehicles. I'm assuming that you are not a fan after playing the snails.
I'm okay with it. Like they kind of never matter. It either didn't matter or it mattered too much for cover on vehicles. I think droidicas should just be reverted to droid troopers though, because they need some cover. It's so squishy.
Yeah, no, I agree with that one. And then Are there any types of changes that you would make to droids? Are there like any units that you wish kind of like were updated? Because I'm sure there's a few. Let's see. Are there any units that haven't been updated in?
Droids is pretty good. For one, I really hope, I don't know, they add like crab droids to EXD. That'd be great. That might be too powerful even.
Now with the crab droids, I completely cannot remember. I'm assuming that they've got the ability to add a long range weapon and a close range weapon, right?
It's I think they're both range 3. I might be wrong. Yeah, one's like a generic weapon. One is like an impact weapon.
Okay. And so why do you think that they'd be a little too overpowered in EXD?
Because they got scouting party. Oh my god, that'd be so good on B2s or just anything in VXD.
Well, yeah. I mean, if we look at Rex in the 501st,
Yeah.
because so I brought like Anakin Rex and just one
Hmm.
core, so every single one of my units had Scout 2. So
Yeah.
the entire army is going up. So I feel like that would be fine for yeah, EXD. I
Yeah,
mean,
droids don't have any scout right now until we get the crab droids. The closest we can do is the Kalani 3 pip with the reinforcement part
let's
or
see.
transport.
They would be able to get so far off the board if you had scouting
Oh
party
yeah.
and then you still played his 3 pip to give him another, because it'd almost be like scout 3 before your two moves.
About, yeah.
Because then if you had scouting party 2 and then the free reinforcements, it'd be
Hmm.
everyone would have hey, that'd be okay.
I
And
mean,
then
I once the crabs come out, I bet like a Dooku list would be really good.
oh yeah.
That's gonna
And
be
then
really good.
they don't have to decrease, or sorry, increase Anakin. They can keep Anakin the exact same.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Do you have anything to say on Anakin? I know that you're trying to go with Sabs up against him or anything like that, but I wasn't sure if there was. Do you think that Anakin should go up in points? I know that's like one of the biggest discussions.
I'd rather them just kind of change tempted. I don't really like tempted.
Why?
It just feels so bad to play around. I mean, it's just a little, it's kind of okay because you just got to stay outside of range 3 of him, and you don't trigger it. But that's just hard to do sometimes.
Well, what if the ability to kind of like force push him out of range 3 for some things? So like if you did have
True,
Dooku,
Force pushed 40 points now.
well, I know, and I feel like that's so expensive for force push. Like, I know they
It
went
is, yeah.
down. I know they went down on a lot of the force users, but still not enough for it to cost, I guess, 20 more points than its original force cost. For the decrease in points of, because I guess they went what 20 points down
I
in
think so.
cost, and then so now it's 40 points, so you're paying an extra 20.
Mm.
So it almost is up 10. I think they should have probably just given Force Push to everyone with
To
Master of the
everybody, yeah.
Force.
I'd rather go in that direction. Yeah, I love Force push.
Yeah.
But yeah, at
Uh,
40, I almost feel like if you're a dark side user, you just take choke because it does like 80% of what push does at one fourth the cost. But yeah, I think Anakin or maybe Luke. I think they still want it. Anyone Master of Force, it's like arguable.
yeah. Because I know when I was playing Jordan in my last game, I was able to push Anakin just outside of half range, and then I would move inside of half range and still base him and then attack. So that way he's not
Oh, that's
scoring,
good.
but I would be scoring.
Hmm.
And so I think force push is almost necessary, but obviously,
It's still
Austin was
really
able
good
to.
at 40 points.
Yeah, no, it's still extremely good, but
Yeah.
I don't want the points increase of stuff to dissuade everyone from trying to play either push or Anakin, because I think that every faction has the ability to bring force users, and
Yeah.
everyone could bring just push, so it's not like everyone has a disadvantage. Now I know obviously you do have gun lines and stuff, but I mean, I don't know how they'd want to fix it otherwise, but I just think that if force push was natural on them, they could have just increased their points another like 10 points or 15, 20 points, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do
I
you
mean,
think that
if you're running Anakin, definitely take Force Push. I think that's correct.
yes. Now for droids, is there any other battle forces that you know of that they haven't come out with?
Ooh, like speculative ones? I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Cuz they have the
I could think
Naboo.
of probably a Clone Wars episode, maybe, but
Yeah. Um
I don't know,
like a,
some attack on Kamino with the Aqua Droids or something. But
that would actually be pretty good cuz I guess they have the Aqua droids coming out.
yeah,
Um and then I wasn't sure if Geonosis, because I don't think the Separatists have.
yes, that should be Battle Force actually.
Yeah, that. I know they've got spider droids, but they need the other droids that look like spiders more. I feel like.
Like the big
Uh,
ones, the not the dwarf spider droids, the regular spider droids.
yeah, yeah, or the wheeled, like the super fast wheel.
The Hailfire droid. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
That should be
Um.
like a sideways oblong base.
Oh, that's interesting. Kind of like take what's on the snail, just move it sideways, and then have it going
Yeah,
forward.
exactly.
That'd be pretty cool. And then, uh, any other hopeful units that you'd like to see in CIS, maybe?
Uh, what's someone? Who's the spider? There was like an
Trench,
admiral.
Admiral Trench.
Trench. He'd be cool. I mean, maybe he's more of a space guy, so
Yeah, I
I
mean
guess they're
maybe.
doing Thrawn, so yeah, Trench.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Trench or any of the sharks. You know, they did have the
Oh,
sharks.
those would be cool.
Yeah. If they're gonna come out with Gungans at some point, or the Mon
Yeah, or the squid
Calamari.
heads. Yeah, if
Yeah.
they're doing Mon Cala, do squid heads too.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, I can see that happening.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Um. Well, cool, man. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else you were wanting to talk about for like EXD or for snails, because I know that uh there's you and maybe one other person that had two snails.
Was there? I thought I was the only one even.
Okay, no, yeah. So you could have been. I didn't have the chance to look back over all of them, but
Okay.
I know that you
I know
were.
one guy. I know one guy ran EXD and he had one snail and actually maybe no snails. He was running double size B2s,
Ah, okay, okay,
and I want to try that. That sounds fun.
okay. I was gonna ask if you think it was worth it, because I know that a lot of people think that either it's not worth it because of you want more activations, or some people who think it's worth
Yeah,
it because it's a massive activation that can take out so many, so it kind of makes up for it. But I wasn't sure what you kind of thought about that.
I could see it for things like the invasion force on B1s. Yeah, I don't know. I think for the most part, it's not really worth it. Something like swarmy, like the Geonosians would be good, but like rebel troopers, just no, just take nothing on them.
Okay, okay. Um, well, yeah, man. Thanks for joining and talking about CIS. It's awesome to get an interview in with you. I think we all
Yeah,
know.
thanks.
Yeah, it's nice to get to talk to more Florida men because
Yeah,
Florida men rule. I feel like there needs to be a statewide or a countrywide competition between states. Everyone
oh, that'd be
represent.
cool.
Yeah, Florida's
I
gonna
feel
take
like
it.
Florida is probably an overrepresented one at that.
Well, yeah, but I wonder why.
Yeah,
Do you think you have any reasons why maybe like there's more players in Florida? I mean, we're not the biggest state, obviously.
I think we just have some really good community leaders. Like Jordan and Austin, they're really big reasons why I feel like.
Okay, because you would think I would hear more out of California or Texas, and I know
Mhm.
they've got lots of players, but I feel like just looking at players and stuff at different tournaments, we see a lot of Florida guys playing,
Yeah.
but.
It's easy to group around a meme too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Um, well, awesome, man. I really appreciate you doing this and talking CIS. obviously
Yeah, sure.
it's
Thanks.
yeah, it's nice to get to talk to you, and hopefully we'll get to play each other at another tournament in Jacksonville soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. And yeah, that's it.